Brought to you by ExpressCare Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Welcome back, everybody. We are hopefully dissecting, and I use that word because it's scientific, medical myths and medical oddities. And Dr. Jitka Lom, I'm sure you've dissected many things over the course of your medical career, especially in your training.
Yes, it's true.
Many frogs?
No, not frogs. More like the cadavers.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not even going there. Well, an interesting topic, and it's kind of a myth, Dr. Lom. Is it true someone can develop a foreign accent after having a stroke?
It's true that people can have very unusual things happen after strokes, an unusual way of speaking, memories and recollections that they never used to have before. Musical recollections in particular come to mind where people can remember tunes and songs from a long time ago that they haven't heard for years, commercials or whatever. So sometimes parts of the memory can be triggered, and sometimes other unusual manifestations like that can occur, where somebody can start speaking amazingly even in a foreign language after a neurological event.
It's not just a weird accent, they're actually...
Yeah, that has been documented. That actually has occurred where the person has not learned the language in their lifetime that they remember, and yet they somehow, after some neurological event, actually can speak, maybe not perfectly, but they can speak in another language.
That is
That'd
remarkable.
Be an easy way to learn it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no need for Rosetta Stone there. Unfortunately, it comes as a side effect of having a stroke, so that's not the way you want to learn a foreign language. Okay, what is werewolf syndrome? That's lycanthropy.
Yeah, it's hypertrichosis, meaning the person's born with a genetic disorder where they're covered in hair from head to toe on their face, even as a child, everywhere on their bodies covered, ape-like, appearance.
There was a show about the Guinness Book of World Records. There was a young boy from Mexico, I believe, and he was covered like that. And they said he was like the human werewolf.
Yes, and it's very rare.
I was going to say, how many people have there been like this
rare.
Documented in history?
Right. Yeah, that's super rare.
It's just the follicles are just hyperactive?
Everywhere, yeah. Normally our body decides where we have hair follicles, and they're pretty consistent from person to person. And in these people, they have hair follicles all over.
This is the exact opposite of alopecia, basically.
It's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Being bald throughout your body.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a more comical one. Can you actually have an allergic reaction to water? And if so, how in the world are you supposed to hydrate? Yeah,
that is another very rare condition where it's actually an allergic reaction to water on the skin. So you can actually drink water and be okay with it. This is super rare, okay, but that people have painful reactions to water touching their skin. I've seen people have allergic reactions to the sun, to pressure when just wearing, like carrying a heavy box, and just the pressure of that paper on their skin will give them hives, make them break out. And there are people that will also break out in hives in reaction to temperature. So when they take a cold shower, the cold water will make them break out, or conversely, a hot shower, hot water will make them break out. So these are all different ways that our skin can react. But the one that you're talking about is incredibly rare, where water touching the skin will actually create a painful and sometimes even blistering reaction.
I would think for somebody like that, you might have to have like almost, for lack of a more appropriate term, like a boy in the bubble treatment, right? You would have to basically isolate this person and quarantine them. Yeah,
they wouldn't be able to, wash and all of that, so it would be very difficult for them.
When you talk about water, that's, life's most basic element, right?
Yeah, so it's a type of reaction, but that's very, very rare. The ones that I'm talking about are more common, where people get hives, and I see a lot of people with hives in my practice. Hives are, those itchy red welts that you get, from sometimes allergic reaction, and other times they just come out of the blue, and people come in wanting to know what they're allergic to. And sometimes they're not allergic to one particular thing. They're just generally have an immune system that's a little bit more active and sensitive. And you can turn that sensitivity down by increasing your vitamin C intake. So if you're somebody out there who keeps getting hives, try to eat more vitamin C in the form of a pill, not juice, because that'll make you chubby. So just a little bit of vitamin C, and you can take Claritin or Allegra, these type of pills, for a couple of weeks. So most of my patients, if they take vitamin C 1000 plus an Allegra or loratadine for a couple of weeks, they'll be okay with the hives.
Excellent. Okay, can you tell us what disembarkment syndrome is. And I have a sneaking suspicion this has nothing to do with getting off the plane at the airport.
Well, it can. It's actually more typical with people who are on boats, disembarking off of a boat,
Okay.
sometimes off of a plane or out of a car, but usually it's from boats. You know, when people are on a boat, they get their sea legs, and they start getting used to the rolling waves and all of that, and they can accommodate. And then when they get back on land, they kind of feel a little off. They feel like they're still maybe moving. That feeling of still moving is this disembarkment syndrome. And it can last
Like
actually...
an elevator, too.
An elevator, there you go, yeah. And it can last for really quite a long time, months and years even. For most of us, it's just a few minutes or maybe the day. After you sleep, it usually rebalances, your equilibrium comes back to normal. But there are those who never get over their ocean voyage.
That's interesting because I had that the last time I went to New York. My whole trip to New York, I was there 5 days, and I still felt like I was moving forward on the plane.
There you go.
And if I closed my eyes, I kind of had like almost, you know, like I couldn't get my balance.
Yeah, so you're an oddity, you are.
Yeah, well, that's not news to you or I or anybody watching.
Yeah.
So real quick before we go to commercial break, how do you treat this, and can you condition yourself to not have it?
That's a tough one. Conditioning yourself, you know, getting enough rest, you know, hydrating. But is there a specific treatment that would help you? No. Sometimes it goes with anxiety, jet lag, fatigue. So, you know, helping those factors, getting enough sleep and exercise and all that. But there isn't a specific treatment that would help you regain your balance. So it can be very challenging. Yours lasted 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Very, very informative.
Nice to see you.
We thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, everybody. It will be good to